So a configurator in terms of automation is the person who puts an automation together. The way the applications work nowadays is it's not a traditional development sense where you're coding everything. So each automation has its own configuration where it's done a little bit more visually with some code and some pseudocode and things like that. So it's not completely like traditional development. It's a little bit more kind of that application user, so that's why it's called a configurator. Anybody can do an automation through these very intuitive tools, but when you do the certification and you do the training, it gives you the opportunity to actually go to that next level and do a really professional piece that's just better consumed by clients and easily supported down the line. It's just a better product all around. When you take the certification, you realize that you can do those same things for other business processes, so you're not locked into maybe your old area of expertise. It opens up opportunities outside of that one particular business and all sorts of applications after that. We're just beginning to learn, and we've started using the phrase, take the robot out of the human. Part of what I didn't like at my just business role was I liked it when I got to do, scripting, Excel macro, like designing those things to make my job better. But when I got back to the job, it was boring. And the idea that you can pull that just your robotic, almost the human being the robot task out of you, and you can actually utilize any of the intellectual powers that you have, or creativity, or whatever it might be that you're gifted in, it just expands the world of possibility so much more, and that actually makes it exciting. Once you get to your own projects after your certification and you're developing and configuring and working with all these applications and understanding how inputs and decisions and all that works, you get to open your eyes to what else is possible. So you begin to understand where maybe the future is in terms of what's going to happen in business process automation as a whole. Now you're going into a huge, more of just a technology field where the upward mobility and even the cross mobility is very different. You're not tied to a specific vertical in terms of just finance or just healthcare or just something else. You open up the entire market to yourself. And the confidence just comes in that you know that you're qualified to do anything, any of those jobs that come up. You're able to configure in any one of those verticals or markets or department areas. I would say that it's an opportunity that's almost a bottomless well. Companies are excited to talk about it and to investigate it, and you get to be a thought leader. And instead of coming in after everything's figured out, especially if you like to explore and innovate, it's the first step into a world that's just being created. So every day is a new learning experience. I'm learning how something works in finance. I'm learning how something works in healthcare. I'm learning how something works in supply chain. It becomes part of what you can market as yourself in your career. So what's exciting for me every day is that I just never stop learning.